Hello, I'm Jack and welcome to the fourth and final video on my trip to Vietnam and Cambodia. So we arrived at a fairly deserted airport, having flown over a fairly deserted country, only 16 million people. Our guide Horm met us and got us all passes and then took us for a meal, which was a shame really because we wasted time, and we got to Angkor Wat as the light was fading. Just a few monks around the place, and you can see these towers with faces on, quite remarkable. I think they had a face on each. And now here's your guide when it comes to the sculptures. Yes, so here we have a lion and a snake, seven-headed snake, which represents all the male virtues guarding the place. Dancing girls do like dancing girls, don't like nasty soldiers, especially if they're killing all those other people that are going into the fishes. But you can see now the bayon, the kind of central top piece, and it's a big square complex really. And here's a nice group photograph of all of us. A bit late for photographs of Angkor Wat, but we went for a fantastic meal. But unfortunately, because we'd eaten late before, only 7 of us turned up. It was probably the best meal of our whole trip. Quite something. Next morning, up early, get to Angkor Wat. And it's very early. This is one of their most sacred relics of a Buddhist temple. The crowds gathering around the lakes, and we sat there and we kind of waited for the sun to rise and the shapes of the trees and the temples. You can see Rachel here and myself, but I'm looking quizzical here because it's kind of time to go, and I'm thinking I don't want to go. This is ridiculous. Just as the sun's coming up, we're disappearing. So they went and I stayed, and I'm rewarded. Look, here's the lion and the snake again, and the sun is coming up beautifully. These young monks walking around the place. Colours are looking gorgeous now. So into the Angkor Wat temple itself, and basically everywhere I pointed the camera, I got rewarded. The light was just about perfect. There weren't many people around. I guess they were all off having breakfast. And I could have chosen from any one of a number of photographs, but you can see it's far bigger now. It's a big square complex, a tower on each kind of compass point, and one in the middle, a bayon. It just looked fantastic. So we went all the way around. It's pretty much the same. And then up at the front, here's a Cambodian family. I sheltered here from the sun. I bought some water. It's a nice little Cambodian boy. And is this a nice little Cambodian monkey? No, it's not. It's a nasty Cambodian monkey snarling at tourists. But we liked the monks. They looked like very happy monks to me. And they went off for their group photograph, which was good to see. Then, now I'll tell you about sculpture. Queen and the girls here. King and the parasols there with his army marching away happily. And his slaves, he's being a bit mean to all the slaves. And it's all about a war between Asuras and Krishna. And here's Nick and Katrina being explained about the back and the central building, which we were allowed to kind of climb up into. It was quite something. Again, many sculptures. We'll see more of this in the dancing. And I think the restoration of the buildings is quite something. It's still a very holy place for Buddhists, and lots of script. I like dancing girls. I especially like 3 dancing girls. That was very good. And these last couple of photographs just to show you basically the scale of the central compound there. Now then, onto the south gate of Angkor Wat. Missed this yesterday when it was dark. Look at these happy smiling faces. They're not at all bothered by the oppressive heat. They're just happy to be here on a sea of custard, sitting on a great clam. Great clam, and you never know who might be responsible for all that. You go around here, you get to there, you get to there, and that's the gate. Wow. Did you spot the wedding party on the lake? Well, they came over for their photographs, bride and groom, with family watching as all the photos were taken. Well, we've seen the happy guys, the gods. So now we're going to look at the unhappy guys. And these are demons, and that, my friends, is a monkey, a horrible looking monkey. Yes, these demons are not very happy. These are demons. They're not very happy.
because the gods are on the other side and they are happy, and here we are, miserable as sin. So I'll take a few photos now.
And here's the south gate.
Yeah. Go on through, Buster. There he is, through the gates of hell.
Now then, on to Tar Prom Temple, again late 12th century. This is known as the Tomb Raider Temple, and it was explained to us that it was built without mortar. So to some extent, the trees now are holding the whole thing together. Get rid of the trees, you get rid of the buildings. There's been a lot of restoration work done, which I think is good, but the crowds love it because you get these spectacular trees coming up and out. And you also get spectacular sculptures as well. Here's the girls with their new fans there. And you can see some of the buildings are in quite good nick. You can admire the sculptures. You can also see that the trees in some cases have been kind of propped up. We love our group photographs. There's a nice one there. And you can start to admire the sculpture over the doorways and realise that the whole thing was incredibly richly decorated. Trees are quite something. And yes, the combination of ruin and tree, you can see why Tomb Raider wanted to use it so badly. Here's the girls taking a break there, it's nice. And these towers are looking good. You get away from the crowds a little bit. You managed to photograph a few of them in isolation, that was nice. Some of it's falling down. You see a photograph coming up of a band playing. A lot of them has got prosthetic legs. I guess they must have had landmines in the Cambodian War. Then there's a little market and yes, nice kind of Cambodian house. We went upstairs and had a very nice meal. Now then, Pre-Rup Temple looks like it's quite something. We stopped for 5 minutes and I took one photograph and this is it. So we then went on to the Bante Shrir Temple, 10th century, built out of red sandstone and built on a far smaller scale, but its sculpture's the thing that set it apart. It's known as Jewel of the Khmer, and quite a lot of work from there has been taken to the National Museum for preservation, but it's still quite a lot less. You can see it's on a far smaller scale. The doorway, though, is pretty rich. And these buildings, if you look carefully at them, you'll see all the sculpture around the doorways is really quite fantastic. This must be demons, I think, versus the gods, the prevailing theme. And I don't know where the monkeys come in. I think they're quite late additions, but suddenly you've got monkeys everywhere. Another group photograph, we do love it. I love this house-like building here, looking really like a little village, but it's actually a temple, and you can see the workmanship on it, and I would say in very good condition now. Well done on that's the last photograph about the preservation. And then a coach back past the street markets, which go on for miles before we go on to the theatre for dance, national dance, and here the girls all lined up with their headdresses. I think this guy is offering up his sword. He must be a demon, a bad demon. Here we are then, and then the kids have a chance to dance. There we are, there's the whole cast. It was a very good evening. Drove back in the coach past Pub Street. Didn't get out, but early start in the morning. And then next morning, Nick and Katrina and myself off to the airport. Look at these face towers here and a few elephants. We do love elephants. I'm leaving on a jet plane. Boom, boom. Don't know when I'll be back again. Oh, babe, I hate to go. And then I had a fantastic holiday. I saw many wonderful things. And thank you, TV, especially for showing us all that. And thank you to this bunch. They're very friendly and welcoming. And it was a special time with them. So I'd like to thank one and all for making it a fantastic holiday. It'll live long in my memory. Thank you. Hope you've enjoyed the videos, and goodbye.